What do we expect differently from Conspiracy this time round?
Not going to get ganked early on.
I mean, you can't. Sometimes you just got to keep your eyes open for it.
So
it was like one hit away.
I really want to know what the Chang'e pick was for. I'm assuming it's a matchup versus Janus they liked, because that's what it looked like to you and me, right?
I felt it.
I'm a little bit worried that is a comfort pick, because we saw Sausage actually do that over on Justice in Europe yesterday, and after they won their game, they're like, yeah, I mean, it's just a comfort pick. It wasn't really a pick for the team.
Well, let's switch up this time around. Conspiracy will be first pick this time. Bellona taken off the table. Wukong may be taken off by Paradigm. See if that one does slip through, but it's Cat is their first ban.
London Conspiracy looking to ban out their second god here. They took away, and it is going to be Wukong, so not wanting to play it themselves. Actually electing to take it off. It must be something that they haven't practiced too much.
I think we'll see an Ares ban here come out from Paradigm more than likely, because they've been banning Ares. There we go. Ares and Ymir, the two they've been focusing all the time.
And here's the thing, too. London Conspiracy, do they really want to waste their first pick on Ymir? Because I feel like Paradigm will pick it up if it's let through.
Exactly, and that's the question you've got to ask yourselves now, because what else is available? It's going to be Janus locked in, first of all. One of the most... To be honest, I think he's the most picked mid laner right now, or banned, because he's consistently picked in all games.
He's in every game, right?
ISIS.
He may not be like Wukong, where it's like, we have to have him, or we have to first pick him, but you can never go wrong with him. He has very few weaknesses, and he just helps his team. ISIS picked up in response, maybe a tad early, but...
Well, when you flex pick it into the solo lane last game, you can pick it.
That's true. It may throw London Conspiracy for a loop here. They may actually have no idea what's going on with it.
Fenrir also taken away. More than likely going to go over to Cuvo. Fred could be given to Trix Tank in the support role. Unlikely, though, but we have seen
Zaylia
him
could
do
play
crazier
solo
things.
as well.
So, 2 flex picks to an extent.
London Conspiracy looking to respond. Are they going to draft the Ymir here? It's going to be the Medusa locked in first, so they'll have half of their dual lane.
Maybe go with this. But Athena into Ymir is a kind of a matchup lane more than anything else. Ymir has a slight lead to an extent in one way just because of the freeze, but we'll see.
But it's double. If they go Athena here, it's double global presence. You have the Janus to get across the map, and that was a big problem with London Conspiracy, is they couldn't really respond to Cuvo Fred's global presence and Lobster's global presence last game. So why not grab it for yourself? But that's not what they're looking for. They're going to pick up Geb here.
Safe option of Geb going over Emils. He played it very well last week. Sorry, earlier on this week, I believe it was. Yep, he had a fantastic game with Myrmidons on that. Sylvanus going to be given over there for Trix Tank, so that's going to make Fenrir jungle or solo now, and ISIS solo or mid. Caravan phase
I think it's
here.
mid.
Yeah, it's more than likely going to be mid, but you never know. Caravan phase, though, Paradigm, they will get the first option of what they want to take away. Jungler, maybe a Thor here on Batz? What are the options?
It's going to be Thor. I like
really
this.
Surprised.
I mean, London Conspiracy, Thor right now would work very well, right? Because it's almost the turnaround onto Paradigm, where London Conspiracy then would have that major global presence. Cuvo Fred and Lobster, mostly Cuvo Fred early, Lobster later game, just able to get over and across the map. Paradigm, or London... These teams, they switch side. It's messing me up. London Conspiracy last game was not able to respond to the pressure across the map. This time, Paradigm's making sure that London Conspiracy can't use the same thing against them.
Exactly. That's why the Freya ban is taken away. So we've got a Hunter required for Paradigm here, which will probably be picked, and they'll counter-pick the solo lane, as they so usually like to do most of these teams. It is going to be all locked in. Ullr, one of those Hunters that is there throughout the whole game. He doesn't have like a hyper carry late game.
He's not like, I'm the best at this point in the game.
He's just sustained throughout the whole game.
The one thing that he is the best at, though, is the first couple levels, comboing someone down if you have a kill lane.
Does probably have the highest burst of all the Hunters, though, in a quick combo.
When it comes to abilities, he easily has the highest burst before level 5.
Well, there's the Hun Batz with Thor taken off the table. They've defaulted to that one in the jungle. And their last pick will be for the solo lane, more than likely. And Zashu gets the opportunity for Zaylia here to counter-pick him. It's going to be some Wukong.
So another guy that he's very comfortable with, also creates a lot of space in team fights. Really, we almost exclusively saw Sun Wukong as, I'm going to just channel someone down, I'm going to stun someone. But now we're seeing a lot more Ox forms come out, and that knock-up where you just, everyone that's in that line gets hit, just completely ruins team fights for players.
It really does, because you can't beat out of a knock-up. You're still going to take the full effectiveness of it if you're already in the air. What's the last pick going to be here? It's going to be Ratatoskr. We've not seen him in a little while, but he does come up in the solo lane now and again with that healing opal. Sorry, not the healing opal, the healing acorn.
Wrong one.
I was going to say healing opal.
It's opal and emerald.
Good job.
So Ratatoskr, it could be solo or it could be jungle as well. We could see the matchup here. It's going to be Sun Wukong, and it's going to be a question of, what does Zaylia want to play against this? Is it going to be Ratatoskr, or is it going to be Fenrir?
We'll tell you in a second. It's going to be Ratatoskr up against the Sun Wukong in that solo lane, which means Fenrir jungle for Cuvo. He was MVP last game, Cuvo Fred. Can he rinse repeat it with Fenrir this time round?
And Cuvo on Fenrir and Thor are similar, right? You don't have the global presence, but you have that early damage, you have that early aggression, and Cuvo Fred's likely to try the same thing. I would like to see him focus down and try and shut down Shaggy Shank and Emilzy. I think that's really the key to London Conspiracy's victories most of the time, and taking them out of the game early is an important part.
Obviously, Transcenden's picked up there for the start for Funballer as well. He's going to be working that one early. Meanwhile, across the way, Shaggy Shank going for the old Death's Toll. Devour is going to start more than likely here as we see the Paradigm start once more.
I mean, we actually saw the same starting items on Funballer last time, but he still went the Devos, or not the Devos, but
he rushed Boots.
Yeah, he rushed Boots, and then he came back
Eater.
and finished Soul Eater. So
Very
that's
true.
going to be something we're seeing as well.
We'll see if he actually does do that one, Shaggy Shank. I'm going to use the extra life instead of the mobility start that we've seen out of some. Does give you less health potions, but puts your gold to a little bit more effective use here. As, well, London Conspiracy did the Paradigm start, and we'll see how it works for them.
Lobster, he's going to be controlling this lane early on. I mean, Ice's push is just too strong. And they're also able, with an early rotation for Cuvo, to grab these mid-camps as well. So a little bit of experience lead coming out from Paradigm so far.
Well, the left ones did get taken by London Conspiracy there for the Harpies, so you're not going to see Conspiracy in the mid lane, and jungle be a little bit further behind on that.
Ooh.
Unlucky with the pull from Trix. Would have been nice if it connected. You don't see Funballer was waiting with the axe if you could find it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. They just want to set up a ton of bursts, and Emilzy, he's already getting pretty low, already under half life. I mean, he's going to have a lot of potions, but he needs to be careful not to get poked down, because this is what Ullr can do. He can jump in, and he can combo you. Great knock-up, though, and a couple missed abilities. Funballer actually takes more poke than he gives out.
Didn't find the bladed arrow there. In the jungle, though, right now, Batz and Janus getting pressured.
They're only level 2.
Well, they get pressured the red buff.
Cuvo's here.
Because Cuvo's here as well. Going to get the Unchained off onto Spirit Ball as well. The blinking from Trix Tank, and you're not going to get to that portal arrow. You're going to fall down, and once again, Paradigm, first blood.
Great CC combination coming out there. You saw Cuvo run in, or you saw him jump in, get the stun. After that, Spirit Ball, and then Trix Tank there as well with the root. Locks down arrow, and he spills.
And the invasion from Paradigm, very, very good there for them. What we saw from Emilzy in the solo lane, in the duo lane, it looked really strange, but he walked up and punched Trixack in the face a couple of times. What he was trying to do is proc the passive, so it went on cooldown, so he didn't get a lucky root off that could have caused an issue. So he took a bit of poke there, but the pressure that came out from Sylvanus and Ullr allowed them to be able to rotate into the jungle to support their mid and jungle invasion. And they set, once again, themselves up for a nice early lead.
Yeah, I mean, this lane for Paradigm, though, there's no way they're going to be outpushed. Basically, anytime you put Sylvanus in a dual lane, unless you have something with incredibly high clear, you're not going to be able to combat it. So far, though, in the solo lane, Zalia taking an early level 5. Zashu lost a little bit of experience early on there.
A little bit patient there for the time being. Well, they did share the back Harpies as well at the beginning of that game. That's one of the reasons why they've got that small amount of experience lead. There's not too much to wear on. Cuvo did just blink in there, telegraphed that a little bit too early. Arrow well aware of it, as was Batz, so they'll hold firm for the time being. Harpies on the right should spawn, sorry, on the left should spawn a few seconds earlier, probably about 3 minutes 5.
Trix Tank here, he's looking for a root. He's trying to find a pool and set up for basically an instant kill. He has Ratatoskr online, Funballer not level 5 yet, but it doesn't look like they're going to find it. Trix Tank continuing to sit here, and you can see from Emilzy, he's not able to see him inch around the corner there. Now he saw him.
Now he saw him come around as well. Trix Tank's going to swing around, realizing he's been spotted, and nothing more comes of it for the time being. You can see the level 5's being effective. Zalia, though, finds a solo kill on Zashu. That's something we don't see very often.
And Zashu's ult was up as well, so just a miscalculation, not understanding the matchup probably coming out there.
Burst was just too much for him, and Zalia will find a solo kill. The big key there, we don't see solo kills anymore at this sort of level. It's very rare we see them.
Never.
Even, especially in any lane, let alone solo.
Especially when you're Sun Wukong.
Well, rough start then for Zashu in this game. We'll see how this one's going to play out. Quick pause coming out from Lobster there. And so far, so good for Paradigm. They took game 1 and game 2. Looks like he's starting to go the same sort of way.
Yeah, and it's about the same pace as well. You know, you find a kill, find another kill, steal a back camp. Nothing, no big lead, but that's what Paradigm does now, right? They find these picks, they gain slight leads, and you can even see it in the graphs from game 1, right? There's just this steady incline over like 8 to 9 minutes, and then they force a Gold Fury, and then there's a big bump. And then the same thing repeats, and they get Gold Fury, and they force the bump. This is a strategy that Paradigm is obviously very effective at using.
Well, Paradigm did take those left-hand Harpies away, and the right ones have spawned too. They did have the timer on those ones already, so Paradigm going to extend a little bit more experience in gold lead once more, thanks to taking both of those Harpies down.
This is bad for Zashu,
as we see Zashu really zoned off the wave right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's already under half, and now that's definitely going to be in his head after getting soloed It just gets to you mentally here. And now we see Paradigm. They're pressuring into the jungle. They got the kill. They have the experience lead. They know London Conspiracy can't fight them, so they're going to take their blue buff. And speed buff spawned just at this very moment.
This is teams being aware of when the jungle time is happening at the beginning of the game, so the speed buff going to be stopped, and Millsy is here to try and defend.
So they know they can't fight it too, and you could actually see Soggy Sandal on left.
Yep.
He's looking for a gank. He knows he can't defend his speed buff. Try and get an advantage in the duo, and here it comes.
There is the Fear No Evil. They're not going to find the Petrify as well as it turned him away, unfortunately. Through space and time connected. And Funballer will fall down. A bit of a misplay from Funball, if I say so. He should have realized the pressure should have been on him with so many of his team on the other side of the map.
He kind of figured that Soggy Sandal would defend it, though. I mean, that's what we typically see. If your buffs are getting pressured, the team tries and defends it. So he thought he was going to have a free 1v1. No wards, though, placed, or the wards had faded already. He was able to secure that.
Zalia trading off once more with Zashu, who's missing a couple of in-hands there as well, and really got poked down. Zalia will have to sustain as well in this lane, thanks to the Acorn.
Yeah, that Emerald is healing so much. They took about the same amount of poke, but then Zalia healed up virtually all of it back, took a little bit extra archer damage, but Zalia continuing to put the pressure onto this lane and going to grab his blue buff, and he's actually going to look for a kill.
Will Zashu notice it? We'll find out now as he dunks down. Yes, the Oxform comes out. And Zalia just resets and continues farming.
Yeah, he's not too worried about that. He's going to look for a kill when he can get it, but he's not going to force the issue outside of that. And Zashu, it's actually going to be hard for him to defend this tower. Zalia's going to turn on him, and Zashu
That's what
forces
Zalia was after. He just wanted to poke down Zashu there, force the ultimate, because now that's on cooldown. Well, Zalia's going to force him back to base, which means he gets lane control for a while. He can sustain back up once more.
Grouping actually over here on the left side, though. Cubo Fred's going in deep. They're looking for a Millsy. There's nowhere for him to go. Great Ragnarok, but I don't think it's going to stop anything. And Cubo Fred, actually, Trixtank going to find that kill.
Trixtank covered the option so well then. It was a really nice play from Paradigm. Millsy, great Cataclysm at the right time when Ragnarok literally just bit him to get the immunity, but Trixtank was following up. Now they're going to start the Gold Fury off here. Fear No Evil is available for Soggy Sandal. He's rotating from mid lane with Arrow.
Medusa here as well. Lobster, he's, a pull through the wall. Arrow is actually pulled into the fight. He didn't want to be there. Soggy Sandal, Fear No Evil, just trying to get out. Arrow, one more hit. Shaggy Shank's going to lock Cubo down, but now Shaggy's in a bad spot.
Shaggy did what he could to defend Arrow, and instead he'll lose his life, and the Gold Fury will probably fall here too. Fear No Evil now on cooldown from Soggy Sandal, so he can't really re-engage. That pull from Trixtank, though, he brought two through in the same portal, technically.
I mean, Arrow's like, he's just trying to get Soggy Sandal into the fight. He's like, here, I'm going to send you forward. You know, use Fear No Evil, and then I'll join you afterwards. And then Arrow suddenly gets pulled straight through the wall. He's forced to portal out immediately. Shaggy Shank is just trying to defend him, and he gets picked.
Cubo gets those left-hand Harpies. The right ones have just spawned, and Millsy and Soggy Sandal in position, but they've got to be careful because Trixtank is nearby as well. They're very scared of Lobster here.
Yeah, Trixtank Blink is down, though, so you can't just have a surprise initiate. Spirit Ball, gonna stun out Soggy Sandal. There's a great route. Millsy, he's going to be defended, and Arrow safely able to get him out of there. But Arrow's only level 8 right now. A lot of players level 8. Everyone level 8 on London Conspiracy.
Well, 9 for Geb now. There we go.
That doesn't
and
count.
Wukong.
No one cares. They were all level 8 at the same time.
Cubo ganking the left-hand lane again. You can see him, well, not ganking, but trying to pressure it once more. Looking for the pressure onto Shaggy Shank, who, to be fair, I feel like he played that team fight very, very well, saving Arrow, but the rest of the team just weren't able to defend him afterwards. He got picked.
Nope. I mean, Shaggy Shank had to know, like, if I'm getting Arrow out, I'm dying. He used his last rate, locks himself in place. He has no more escapes. He didn't have beads online at the time.
And a wise decision as well for Paradigm to realize that he was alone and could just look to pick him up. With Arrow being taken out of the fight through space and time down, Shaggy will fall down as well as that goal.
Big rotations on the right lane, though. Zalia, his ultimate is up. It looks like he's just going to dash away and play it safe. Zashu was basically getting beat down on this lane, and Soggy Sandal forced to come over here and try and help him out.
Patience from Zalia there in the ultimate too. He just looked at the area around him to see whether the gank was going to continue and realized he could just go back to farming. Didn't have to worry so much. Doesn't have beads though, or blink or anything like that, so he's got to be careful about being ganked again by Soggy Sandal.
Lobster here. Speed buff is up, and it looks like Paradigm wants to try and force the issue, but they don't have the positioning, a favorable positioning right now. And this time, London Conspiracy is definitely going to be looking to defend it. Cubo Fred, he's going to rotate around. See Soggy Sandal starting it up, and Soggy says no.
Cataclysm used by Millsy early there. Lollipop onto Lobster, who does get hit by the through space and time. He's in the circle of protection though, so he will heal nicely. The portal used by Millsy to get out on the backside though. Fear No Evil does connect with Cubo Fred, who tries to get as much off as he can, but he's very low. Body blocked by his own teammate. Gets out. Funballer Misses the axe.
Yeah, Funballer, he probably doesn't have the burst to chase this anymore. Emilzy
Oh,
picks up
wow.
Cubo Fred? What happened over there?
Emilzy went around the back to go and recall, but then Cubo came the same path and he didn't know the Geb was there. Geb picks up the kill and gets out.
Emilzy, MVP clearly of that fight. The only kill that drops is Cubo Fred.
So crazy fight in the jungle, and now we're going to see London Conspiracy get their speed buff. So once more, this is kind of a rinse repeat of last game. We see Paradigm go ahead early, then Conspiracy have a couple of good fights, then end up getting the kill or two ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still though. Paradigm they always just seem to win the fights, even if it's by a little. Zalia getting poked out here. He has no ultimate. Zashu, though, doesn't really have the cooldowns on his abilities to chase this.
It's good poke from Zashu. Zalia may just opt to just go back to base there, which it looks like he does. Emilzy gonna poke Trixtank to get rid of that root, but the problem is he's gonna take some poke for it.
Root, oh, great stun. A better pull. Emilzy trying to get through the portal. He will be able to. Era once again bailing his team out of a fight.
Good work from Aero there with that portal. Left harpies once more.
Oh,
gonna spawn
my word.
in a second.
Zalia just back, bought full boots, and raked 2 of Jotuns. He only had his emerald for that long.
Because he just stayed in lane for the whole time. He got ganked a couple of times, but didn't feel too pressured. Still not got himself an active either here. Going to walk straight back to lane. Trade with Zashu once more. Zashu needs to respect how much damage he can put out now with those extra items.
Yeah, Zalia going to trade that poke evenly, but Zalia, he has a heal in his kit, so it's a little bit different. Soggy Sandal starting the rotation over here to right, but they're right on a ward. They're going to know this is happening.
And we do see Shaggy Shank here as well, going for those Devourer's Gauntlets build. He didn't go for the Soul Eater. Soggy Sandal, though, going to pressure Zalia. They know he's not got an ult. Milzy here, too. Zalia, though, way under the tower through space and time. Fired off by Arrow, which didn't connect either. So a lot of commitment to this right-hand side that comes to naught.
Paradigm played that very well, or Zalia played it very well. Shaggy Shank getting pressured by Cubo in the back. Brutalize, not going to be on the mark, but they should be able to steal away this attack speed buff. And that's really been, the name of the game is force players out. If we can get a kill, we get a kill. If not, we'll just force them low and steal their buffs. I mean, we've seen so many stolen buffs on Paradigm.
That's Paradigm's what Paradigm's game plan is here. Catch people out of position, force them into awkward situations and get the advantage. Arrow did just use the portal through space and time, is down for the time being, so a bit of free poke onto him.
Nope.
No more aggression there, though, but nice poke from the boys.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow's already under half here. Gold Fury going to be spawning in about 20 seconds, and Paradigm are going to continue to put this pressure on, which they should. Fenrir, his damage is going to start to teeter off here unless he elects to go the hyper damage build, but we don't see that really too often in competitive play. And Paradigm, they're just going to force down, it looks like the first tower of the game here in mid.
On the right-hand side, because he's Elias in with that blue buff at the same time, so Tier 1 tower will fall in the mid lane. London Conspiracy will not elect to try and defend this one. And Zalia should get that Tier 1 tower on the right very soon. Look how low it is.
Yeah, I mean, Zashu likely not going to be able to get here in time, and you can see Zalia making sure those archers, kept in combat, and this should be a tower as well. You know, losing a Tier 1 tower isn't really that big of a deal. Doesn't really matter. It's 500 gold. It's more about the map position than anything. But when you lose 2 at a time, that's when it starts to hurt. That's 1,000 gold combined. That's 200 for each player. That's when we're really starting to see players get the edge up in gold.
Or with that 1 Gold Fury and those 2 towers. Now, big rotation to the left. They were looking for somebody. I think they were looking for Trixtank there with that through space and time. But Trix,
I almost feel like London Conspiracy thought they were on the Gold Fury with that ultimate. I mean, there really wasn't anyone that could have ganked.
Low again. Zalia going to take
tower
to the sky. Well aware, though. Well aware he was that Zalia was going up there, so use the cloud wisely.
Zalia is going to chase this.
But look what's going on the other side of the map as this is going on. Gold Fury still being done. Gold Fury started up and nobody from Conspiracy, they've noticed it now. And
Soggy's actually come to right side.
Soggy's come for the gank. They're going to get Gold Fury trade, I think. They will find the kill onto him as Paradigm gets the Gold Fury exactly the same time as Zalia falls.
Oh, they'll take that any day of the week there. London Conspiracy. I mean, Soggy's... I'm assuming that's just a decision by London Conspiracy to say we don't want to defend. Speaking of defending, though, Emilzy trying to defend his life. Trixtank gonna fall through a portal. There's nowhere for Emilzy to go.
He needs to roll out if he can, but the moment he does, they'll try and CC him up. Maybe he'll re-engage. He's waiting with Soggy Sandal, but Soggy Sandal does not have ultimate. Wrath of Terror hits free from Trixtank as Funballer. Well, he just takes left-hand harpies and the fight comes to nothing.
Great job by Emilzy juking out a lot of that. That's 2 games in a row now where he's prolonged fights. Last time it didn't work out for him, but this time he, by all means, should have died 1 versus 3.
Funballer trying to trade off there with the support. Sorry, up against Shaggy Shank. Petrify will get hit. Just a slow, slightly slow. Good poke coming out from Shaggy Shank. And Funballer gets away at that time.
Yeah, he's going to be forced out of the lane. A slight win for Shaggy Shank, who's really been on his heels this entire match.
Funballer going Soul Eater here after that Transcendence Warrior tabby. So once again going for the similar sort of build.
I mean, he's He's got a solo laner. He's got an assassin in solo lane. He's got an assassin in jungle. He's going to be giving them protections or protection to his whole team, and a little bit of damage as well to the physicals.
A little bit of damage from Funballer. We'll see what he can do to give his team support. Then Soggy Sandal over on that back Harpies with Aero, trying to farm up what he can. Soggy Sandal so far 2-0-1. Top of his team in terms of kills right now. He's been effective, but not in the right area. So let's just see exactly what they can do in the mid lane now. Is Aero and Melzi going to continue to farm up what they can. Funballer pushed out that left-hand lane as Trick Sank at the moment. He does have sovereignty finished off Winged Blade here, sorry, Winged Wand there as well. So he's looking for the mobility after the slows.
Yeah, Cuvo Fred putting some pressure onto this right lane. And it's been a lot of pressure put onto Zashu all game. Cuvo Fred, oh yeah, Zashu's going to see him inch around the corner. But once again, going to lose his blue buff, going to be stolen away for at least the third or fourth time this match.
Can we bring up the golden experience charts for a second? Because I believe if we just look at how it's gone, it's just been a steady decline where Paradigm's slowly
It's the
stolen.
same thing as game one, right? You see that slow and steady decline for about 8 minutes, then the Gold Fury, slow and steady decline for another 8 minutes, another Gold Fury, and then it's starting to slow and steady decline again. I can't say that 5 times
Three
fast.
times in a row. Load of conspiracy though. What do you want to do is, should they be grouping up? Because I feel like their big potential is when they fight in team fights. And at the moment, they're just getting picked apart by not grouping up.
Yeah, and when they do try and team fight, Paradigm's doing a great job of locking down individual members and forcing them out of the fight very early.
Well, that Mystical Mail finally online for Zashu, starting to pay work on Tazelia, who has to back away that time round. Took a bit of poke, but should be able to sustain up. Left-hand side, though, there's a big swing looking for Shaggy Shank, but the axe doesn't hit, so he's making time from Aero. Does not connect with Funballer either. In the junglers are trading.
No, Soggy Sandal's trying to fight this, and actually Shaggy Shank goes through that portal. I don't know if that was intentional, but he's looking for a big Petrify.
Cataclysm does go off onto Trick Sank Fenrir, even on the backside, forcing the Lobster and Cuvo away. Funballer is here, though. Does manage to get the axe off onto Soggy Sandal, who will fall down to Funballer's Cuvo. Picks up Shaggy as well. Aero has to get away, and the rollout is used by Emilzy to disengage. They may be able to find him, though, but a great blink will save his life. Zalia, though, gets a 1v1 kill again.
Second solo in the solo we've seen all game. Paradigm continuing to put the pressure on, and that looked like a fight. That one at Conspiracy could have won. A great Fear No Evil. They tried to lock down Lobster. You could see how low he is, but they just didn't have the damage afterwards.
Once again, then Paradigm going to try and siege down for the tier 2. Only Emilzy here to defend. Will get hit by the axe. Is the root available? It is. It gets him. No pull available. Spirit Ball does connect. There's the pull. The wombo combo of CC. Very effective. And Emilzy, he's going to fall.
Yeah, Funball are going to find that one. They're going to pressure this tier 2 tower. There's no way Aero can defend this 1 versus 4. Meanwhile, Zalia, he's been taking that tower as well after soloing out Zashu. Shaggy Shank, he's going to rotate over trying to defend it. Actually, all of London Conspiracy is. I don't know if they can get there in time. It'll be close.
Cubo is around if needed, but wiser option chosen by Zalia there just to retreat back. Left-hand side, though, 3 members of Paradigm swung there, and they're going to get a tier 1 tower now, so they're really just abusing the map right now more than anything.
This is great tactical play coming out from Paradigm. After they get the kills, force the middle tower. Zalia is splitting right. All of London Conspiracy tries to defend that tier 2 on their right lane. Paradigm recognizing that rotation's happening. Instead of trying to force another fight, they just take the free tower on left.
Really good work from Paradigm once more. Fire Giant does still stand, though, not been taken so far this game. Gold Fury due up again in around 20 seconds time, so keep an eye on that as Paradigm. They've controlled all of them so far this game.
Yeah, a 10,000 gold lead, and control is, I think, the best word for it. It's been the same game plan for 2 games in a row. Lockdown players, steal buffs. After 8 minutes, get the Gold Fury. And Zalia also has just been putting so much pressure on Zashu after soloing him out that Soggy Sandal has had to invest a lot of time just trying to keep Zalia at bay, right? It's not even like they can kill Zalia. Most of the time he's been over in this right lane is to make sure Zashu doesn't die or allow Zashu to back it and clear the way for at least a couple minutes.
He does get that blue buff, Zalia. He does have beads this time around, though, so Soggy Sandal not going to be able to put the pressure on the Fear No Evil as much as he would like to. Level 13 on Soggy Sandal, though. Thanks to all these jungle invades, he's just not managed to really get any experience whatsoever this game.
No, Zashu getting poked out once again. In Paradigm, they're 4-man grouped up on this right side. We saw this from game 1. They're looking to find a pick. They want to force Fire Giant.
Speed, really, I think, there, but they were just a little bit too late. They had the timer for the most part, but speed was the call there. They're not going to find it. Instead, they may turn their attention back to the goal.
Funball are starting this, and all of London Conspiracy is rotating to it, but Zalia is splitting right. Lobster's in mid. and Fenrir's doing the jungle, so...
Zashu does have teleport up in 10 seconds, though, so he could swing around, but he'll lose the tier 2 in trade if he's not careful.
I'm really worried about this right lane. Zashu has been getting soloed multiple times. There's no way this tower is standing, and if he dies again, they're likely to lose a Phoenix.
Soggy Sandal did already somersault away. Good shield from Milsey to buy a second. He jumps back onto the Fear, now even to Lobster. Lobster, though, circle protection up by him a second. Some time hits him on the backside. He will survive, though, thanks to the healer's Funballer. Cleans up Soggy Sandal. Now Milsey surrounded. And Zashu's here.
Yeah, Azalea finds the kill on Milsey. Arrow just trying to get out Zashu. He came into this fight. Is he going to get stunned out of the bird? It doesn't look like it. There's a portal, and Arrow once again able to save one of his teammates.
Meanwhile,
but Cuvo, does he want to fight?
Cuvo's doing Golf Fury at the moment. Shaggy Shank not aware of it, so they're going to get Golf Fury at the same time here.
Arrow's lazy backing.
Still here.
Arrow was lazy backing, but...
They're doing fire at the same time. Cuvo just did Golf Fury, and already Funball and Tricks starting off the Fire Giant. Zalia pushing up the tier 2 to get the tier 2 on the right-hand side. Paradigm are just taking as many objectives at the same time as they can. And now over to the left, though, we may see Cuvo fall down. A little bit of a mistake there. He'll be okay, thanks to Beads to get him out with the Unchained.
Just barely, but like you said, just everywhere on the map, they're taking everything they get. They got the right tower on the tier 2 right tower, and then Shaggy Shank, he can't even pressure that tier 1. He was forced to back after Cubo Fred defended it successfully.
Zalia going to swing around the back of Zashu. Once more. Oxdance does come out, but now with that on cooldown, you can see Funballer closing the gap. The axe does not hit. Nice cheat from Zashu, so danger averted, but danger still to come now that the Fire Giant is on all 5 members.
London Conspiracy have just been fighting into a brick wall for 2 games in a row now. It's going to be very hard for them. Level 20 starting to come out for Paradigm. Zalia level 20, Funballer level 19, Lobster level 19. They just need a little bit more experience. So the lead that Paradigm have now is still raw. It's not like they capped out on levels.
It's brutal right now. It's a 3-level lead for the solo laner, a 3-level lead for the jungler, 2-level lead for the mid laner, 3-level lead for the support, and 3-level lead for the AD carry. So right across the board. London Conspiracy, they're really far. How'd you get back into it right now? I guess it's just hope for the best and defend a Phoenix and get a good wipe.
The roughest thing I'm seeing coming out of here, you see a 15k gold lead, 17,000 experience. But looking at the items, London Conspiracy, most of the players haven't even finished their 3rd item. They got their boots, they got their 1st item, and we see Jotun's just finished. Jotun's not completed for Soggy Sandal. They can't complete their items.
Paradigm 4 items in right now. They're pressuring the left-hand side here. Going to force a blink on a Milsey defensively, which means defending this tier 2 tower is going to be a little bit more difficult if he's going to try and engage. Lobster in mid lane, going to push that one out. Zalia is in mid lane as well, so we'll see if they're all going to rotate to the left. And it looks like Conspiracy will give up the tier 2.
Soggy Sandal, his beads were forced out in that last fight there as well. So no beads on Humbats, and you can guarantee that Paradigm knows that. They're going to be looking to lock him down this next fight.
All tier 2s now down, just Phoenix's remaining. Conspiracy have to make a stand here soon, because otherwise Paradigm will just continue the pressure they're putting on, and then spawn those fire minions as well.
Pushing up 2 lanes, Zalia once again focusing on the split push, and this is what we saw from game 1. I really like this from them.
Zashu just got half health by in-hands from Funballer alone. Didn't do anything, no abilities used, just auto attacks.
And he has Mystical Mail.
He's going to have to rotate all the way back to base again. I said Mystical Mail, he should have been a little bit tankier than that usually.
I know. 2 minutes on Fire Giant. Paradigm, they're going to play time. They have no towers to take. There's no reason to force the issue. Split multiple lanes and make London Conspiracy split their team fight.
Split the team fight because of the moment. And there's a Milsey blinking in with the Cataclysm on the left-hand side. Lobster already had circle protection down. Heal back up. The burst damage onto Zashu should be big and it will explode to destroy him. Meanwhile, Zalia on the backside does find Arrow. Cuvo chasing all the way into the fountain, looking to pick up the Monkey, but the Monkey does get out of range in time and the Phoenix falls.
Yeah, 2 picked up. They're going to, looks like, are they going for the win? No, okay, They're smartly. They're going to grab that mid Phoenix. Likely to go for the last Phoenix as well. I mean, the players who dead, oh, maybe not. Zalia blinks in, looking for some damage on Soggy, but Soggy
trying to get all those Acorns to channel through, which it didn't in time. Trix ain't going to tank up the last Phoenix now remaining. He'll probably drop that one off to Cuvo as the Phoenix falls. London Conspiracy have all 3 down now. Getting back into this one, well, I don't see it.
No, it's a 20k gold lead at 23 minutes. Paradigm, they're waiting for the fire minions on both sides to pour in here. They're just going to play this very safe. Actually, Funballer is backing up. All of Paradigm are backing off. They're going to play it safe. 4 seconds on Arrow. Zashu just spawned, not wanting to risk too much. You already have the huge lead.
Let's be honest, they took all 3 Phoenixes at the same time there, Adonis, so you don't have the fire minions with you just yet. Let's wait for them to push down the lanes at all angles and just secure it nice and safe. Why risk when we don't need to?
And that's what they're going to do. They didn't have any ults up as well. Zalias and Trix Tank just coming online. Fire Giant not spawning for another minute and 20 seconds, so a few seconds left on it. Big item's probably going to be completed after that Spirit Robe picked up by Cuvo Fred.
Conspiracy trying to push out where they can for the time being, grasp their last moments for gold and experience where possible before the assault from Paradigm comes on once more. The Fire Giant spawns in a minute. Fire Giant is on cooldown on all the players now, so maybe they'll just wait for that first of all, which could give Conspiracy a chance to steal and keep themselves in this game, but it's still going to be a difficult job.
I don't think they can steal. I think they just have to try and... I don't know.
They've got through space and time.
They're going to have... It's either steal it or defend all 3 lanes.
But they could just fire the ultimate from base and hope for the best. They get a ward down and just fire it. The dream, right?
The dream.
The dream. Let's see if Conspiracy's dreams are real or if it's just going to continue to be a nightmare for them. Because at the moment, Paradigm looking very strong. After their defeat against Epsilon last week, this looks like a team to really compete against, honestly.
I mean, it's no surprise either. Paradigm, they're going to be grabbing their buffs. They're just trying to push up all the lanes, or allow all the waves to push, finish up their big items, and then they're going to force Fire Giant once again, and then we'll see them run through the base.
They definitely need to go for the Fire Giant though, because at the moment, if they continue to let Conspiracy just continue to farm, those experience leads will fall to the wayside. The Fire Giant has begun. Trix Tank not doing a good job of tanking it, unfortunately, but he did give himself quick play, so he's not going to be able to be more mobile for the next one.
Zalia pressuring this right lane, and this is what we've seen Zalia do all game. He's just been split pushing. He's, 12 kills on Paradigm. Zalia's 4, 1, and 1, and 2 of those were solo kills.
So no defense of the Fire Giant from London Conspiracy. They're going to have to hold out against 3 lanes of fire minions as well as a 5-man team.
Their Phoenixes aren't spawning for at least a minute either.
I don't see a way back into this. I see where the initiation is going to come, because is it going to be Paradigm to initiate, or will London Conspiracy be the ones to go first? The pull from Trix Tank does not connect.
This is just who's going to be finding these kills. Trix Tank just trying to root someone in place, and you can see Paradigm still playing it super safe. So he can get safe though, Zashu.
Lobster just half-healthed him over with a Spirit Ball Wing Gust combination. They're sieging down the left at the moment. Lobster still hanging around middle, looking for a Spirit Ball if they group up. Trix Tank going to be looking for a pull. Keep an eye on that. Will he find one? Oh, he's just going to blink in. Let's find out in a moment.
He's looking for Zashu right now. He's looking for anyone, actually.
Oh,
oh, he's going to miss. Knock up Trix Tank. That kind of tickled him. Here's the fire minions plowing through. Cuvo Fred, he's going to pick up Zashu. Fear no evil. A lot of damage actually coming out, but nowhere near enough to lock anyone in. The Titan's already 4,000.
It's not a great attack this from Paradigm. They're being forced off this, honestly. At the moment, Zashu did find Lobster. They're trying to bring it down, but Funball is not attacking the Titan on the fire minions.
Cuvo Fred's just sitting on it.
That was riskier than it should have been.
that
looked crazier than it should have been.
That was Paradigm looking for kills.
For a second, I was like, hang on a minute, this could go wrong.
Cuvo Fred ulted almost into the fountain and picked up Zashu, brings them back, and they were just trying to farm kills. But Paradigm was so far ahead. London Conspiracy, they almost had no chance of that.
Paradigm for both games just controlled from the moment of the start. Got first blood both games early on, and then just continued to
It was the same story, game 1 and 2. Exact same story.
Over and over again. I mean, Conspiracy, to be fair, Conspiracy looked great last week. This week, they came up against their toughest opposition, honestly, so far. They had a bit of a stumbling block.
And I think this loss for London Conspiracy really looks like there's a top and bottom floor for EU. We were a little bit wondering with Paradigm's week 1 loss, and London Conspiracy looking very strong against the bottom half opponents, but London Conspiracy, they're on the edge, but there's still this huge gap that they're going to have to try and overcome during this fall split.
We saw first blood there as Funballer rotated in to help Lobster, and Funballer is the player of the game here, picking up that Ullr, which we'd see now and again most of the time. It's generally the other hunters ahead of time.
He had a very quiet game.
Well, this game, to be fair, his positioning was on point for the most part. We seen him miss a couple of bladed arrows, and he did get picked that once. His only death was that one where he was a little bit overextended for my liking, but his positioning with the team was good.
He was overextended, but I mean, that was also in his mind, there was no way Soggy Sandal wasn't going to defend his speed buff, and it turns out Soggy Sandal knew that that's what Funballer was thinking as well, rotated over, trying to get Shaggy back in the lead.
Well, we do get to have one of the Paradigm boys on the line for us. They can tell us all about that, whether that Janus in game 1 was meant for the solo lane. Lobster, how you doing, buddy?
Yo. Hello.
How'd that go for you? You enjoy it?
What's up? Say again?
Did you enjoy that game? Those games?
The first game, or?
Both of them.
I mean, I played both games on 100 ping, same with Fred and Trix, so I don't know about enjoy, but...
Well, you won. So you should enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, talk to me about the solo lane in game 1. Was the plan to put Janus there originally? Or was the plan to put Janus there originally and then you switched it to Isis with the Chunga, or was it always going to be Isis solo?
Nah, I don't want to reveal too much of that.
Okay.
Fair
But-
point.
It was one of those where we...
I mean, all I can say that it's been practiced.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Of course it has. It's Zalia. He does everything in the solo lane. So, yeah, I can
yeah,
agree.
he's a good boy.
So, after
Like-
last week's loss against Epsilon, how do you feel like coming into this week? This week a lot better for you so far. You did manage to pick up, Conspiracy. Looking forward to the future. Are we going to see, are you going to make an announcement now where you're going to win for the rest of the season again?
Well, we played both teams 2 times, so it's a little bit quick for that announcement, I think. But and I mean, if you fix the servers, I'm good. I'll win every game.
All right. I'll get on it personally. I'll fix matchmaking while I'm at it too.
You better had.
No,
So-
matchmaking is good. It's just elo inflation. That's bad.
Okay. So, how are your looks for LAN? You have to make top 4. Do you guys? I'm assuming you guys expect to be top 4, but out of those top 4, where do you think you're going to be lying at the end of the split?
I'm not really sure. I think definitely top 3, but
Okay.
I think it's really close in the top.
Which
I'm not really sure where Fnatic will end up.
Which are the top 3 for
So-
you, personally?
Yeah, 1 or 2 for us, I think.
What about the other teams? Which of the other 2 teams you think are going to be top 3?
I think Epsilon's gonna be up there, and I think Fnatic's gonna be up there.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
And
Go on. And
Titan is never sure about Titan, so they can be up there too, I guess.
never sure about time. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to your team or anybody before we let you go?
Yeah, got a special shout out. Like, I've played competitive Smite for 3 years, and I've seen a lot of things, happen in game.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen when someone, like, you get the message an enemy has disconnected, do a full 5-man engage as soon as it disconnects, because there's no way we can pause in combat, right?
That's true.
So shout out to LC for displaying that. That was pretty hype.
Okay.
Thank you.
And other than that, good games.
Thank you very much, Lobster, for joining us today. Good luck in the
All right,
future
peace.
games of the Pro League. With that, we'll be taking a short break and then be bringing you the next set of games. Be right back after the break.